How can you tell if your man is emotionally committed to you? That's something every high value woman wonders at some point in her relationship. I'll share with you one thing you can ask yourself to tell if your man has deep feelings of love for you, and then stick around to learn 4 ways you can keep him interested. When you're in a new relationship or in the early stages of one, you're both putting your best foot forward. You focus on what you have in common, your hobbies and interests, and that's great and a sign that he cares about you. It's wonderful to feel seen and heard by someone and to share the things that make you happy with them. But your conversations at this stage will likely be about surface level things. You don't dive straight into the deep end, but eventually you'll need to toss aside those floaties and dive in. If you want to know if your guy is emotionally committed to you and deeply loves you, the question to ask yourself is, does he have deep conversations with me? Once you've built trust together, that's a great time to start talking about the things that truly matter to you. When he's feeling deep feelings of love for you, he's going to be interested in your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And he's going to want to know your dreams, goals, and desires. He's going to want to have deep conversations with you so he can get to know you better. And then you'll be able to see what your true compatibility as a couple is and how emotionally committed he is to you and your relationship. And an essential piece of deep conversations is that you can be honest with each other. For example, let's go visit our favorite fictional couple. They are on a date at one of Jack's very favorite restaurants, a sushi bar. Everything is going well, and they're chatting about work and their weekend plans, but Jack notices that Sally isn't really eating her food. She keeps unrolling the sushi and moving the bits around on the plate, which, if you see this, is a total red flag. So Jack asks, "Hey, is there something wrong with the food?" "No, it's fine," says Sally, unrolling another piece. Again, another red flag. But Jack can tell something is off. "Are you sure? It really doesn't look like you like it. Do you not like the sushi?" "It's okay, you can tell me." Sally smiles and says, "But it's your favorite food. I don't want to make you upset or unhappy." And Sally thinks to herself, she really doesn't want to push Jack away or make him not like her. Jack reaches out, takes Sally's hand, and says, "Yeah, sushi is my favorite, but I like and care about you more. And I want to know what you think, and I want you to feel like you can tell me things even if you think I won't like it. Okay?" Sally agrees. This is a great example of what positive communication can look like. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like this in your own relationship. In this story, a sign that he cares about Sally is that Jack asks about her honest feelings, even if it makes him uncomfortable. And if Jack and Sally want to keep getting closer, they need to keep having honest, vulnerable interactions like this. So, for your relationship, here are 4 ways to keep building deep feelings of love so you can have a solid foundation for your future together. 1. Be authentic. Be authentic to yourself and with each other. As a high value woman, you shouldn't pretend to like things that you don't like. By being authentic, you can both feel like you have a safe place to be yourselves, even if you don't always agree. A man who deeply loves you will want to know who you really are, what you really like, and what you don't really like. Number 2, have an equal partnership. When you have an equal partnership, one person isn't hiding who they are to avoid an argument, and the other person isn't always getting their way. You need to have a healthy balance of power where you are both able to express yourselves openly. Number 3, have open and healthy communication. When your communication is healthy and open, you both should feel like you can speak up and be honest about just about anything, and say what's on your mind without fear of retaliation, shame, guilt, or other negative reactions. This is so important, especially as you continue to delve deeply into feelings of love and have conversations about more sensitive topics or personal things that may come up. And let's face it, as your relationship develops, there will be more of those topics. Number 4, remember it's okay to disagree. Sometimes these honest, deeper conversations can lead to disagreements. A lot of people think that disagreements or arguments mean that you aren't compatible or that things are going badly. But I'm going to tell you differently. Having disagreements is a really good sign and is a healthy part of any committed relationship. Let me ask you a question. How often do you disagree even with yourself? Be honest. I'm sure it's at least once a day, if not more. I disagree with myself all the time. What to have for breakfast, whether to stop for coffee or not, whether I really want to buy that board game. And spoiler alert, I did want it, and I still want it. Drop me a comment about the last time you disagreed with yourself. Anyway, the point is, if you can't even agree with yourself all the time, how are you going to find another person who you do agree with all the time? Psst, you won't. You and your guy are both individuals who have your own perspectives and lives, so you're bound to disagree on something someday eventually. When a man deeply cares about you, and when he's feeling deep feelings of love for you, he should be willing to have uncomfortable conversations with you. It shows he's invested in the relationship enough to share his feelings with you and want to know yours as well. If, like Jack and Sally, you practice having uncomfortable conversations over small things like sushi, then it's easier to have those really uncomfortable conversations about more important topics later down the line because you've been practicing. At first, Sally was scared to say what she truly thought. But because this relationship is important to her and Jack was open and willing to listen, Sally was able to be honest and vulnerable. So, as you can see, disagreements can be a sign that your guy is emotionally committed to you and feels deep feelings of love for you. In reality, when a couple isn't willing to have disagreements, it's actually more toxic than you think. When people have strong feelings, there's bound to be some disagreements. Now, I'm going to add a caveat here and say that while disagreements are healthy for a relationship, there are, of course, ways in which they are not healthy. If you feel unsafe emotionally or physically during an argument, that is a red flag, and we need to look at that. You're a high value woman, so don't avoid these deep conversations. Look forward to them as an opportunity to get on the same page and keep building a stronger relationship together. When a man deeply cares about you, he'll be willing to have any conversation with you and want to truly know you inside and out, because that'll show you the compatibility you have together.